Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Sean Anderson from Ponca City Public Schools. This is an exciting edition. It is the year-end review with the Athletic Director of POHI, Mr. Jason Leavitt. And Jason, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we've got a lot of sports to talk about, and we're just going to run down. We're not going to spend a lot of time for each one, but there are things to talk about for each sport as we put a school year behind us. And I don't know about you, but it seemed like it went really quickly.
It really did. It went fast.
Yeah, it was fast. Football. Let's start talking about football. It was a difficult year, but there were considerable improvements throughout the season, and you could see it on the field, and you could feel it in the energy.
Yeah, you could definitely feel it in the energy, and I think coming back this year, this fall is going to be, there's going to be some expectations and a lot of excitement built up.
Yeah.
That what I've seen in the off season from our players is, even when you come off an 0-10 season, I mean, usually morale might not be very good, but our team we got to where we were really close in games. We were competitive. We're competing. You go in the off season, our strength and conditioning program with Coach Bailiff. I mean, he's got all these, all of our athletes throughout the day working hard. But our football team, you can just see a difference in them. And again, when I always look at them, well, these kids are rolling up their sleeves. They're kind of their look on, and they're seeing results. So that shows you that they're working for something. And again, when you work at it, it gets a lot harder to not be good.
Right, exactly. And having a strength and conditioning coach, that could make all of the difference. Sure. Every bit of difference. Basketball, this season in basketball, I tell you what, for the boys and girls, I mean, it was a contrast between two different programs. The girls did very, very well and really wanted, and I know they were disappointed they didn't go further into the postseason, of course, but they had a great year. And the boys really had a rebuilding year and just kind of focusing on how they can improve, and there were glimpses of that throughout the season as well.
Absolutely. I mean, from both sides, from the boys and the girls side, they're staying in the gym and putting in the extra work. Mm-hmm. It's just a overall commitment from the kids and the coaches and especially our kids' families that because they're the ones that have to get them there and make sure that we can do our job and be successful with it.
Yeah. So. And how hard do those basketball players work? True story, players on the boys basketball team, no secret, it was a difficult season. Mm-hmm. There were some games that were really tough for them, but they're out there practicing, showing up literally in the middle of the night, like at 4:30 in the morning, starting their day at 4:30 in the morning, shooting.
Absolutely. And
shooting around and practicing on their own time. That's not a scheduled practice. That was, they would show up and call the coach, say, hey, we want to start shooting about 4:30.
Yeah, and they'll be there. I'll leave work well after 5:30, and there's still kids in the gym shooting baskets. So, I mean, it's just nature of the beast is what you got to do.
Yeah, their commitment to improving and getting better is clear, and we're looking forward to basketball coming up for the next school year. Swim team, my goodness, they take out of 18 swimmers, they take 12 to state. It was a successful swim season by any measure.
Absolutely, I think across the board with adding swim in there and just all of our athletics, I think we're starting to see more kids get to the state tournament, and that's a good positive. So that's the direction we want to move in, and Coach Harris and Coach Arnold has done a great job with our swim program.
Yeah, they have, and generating a lot of enthusiasm for the swim team.
Absolutely, building that momentum.
Well, there are some of those sports that a lot of times they don't get a lot of attention, and they don't get a lot of participation from crowds and things showing up. Right. And I tell you what, the swim team they're generating some enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
And some incredible support. Very well deserved, because those athletes are working extremely hard in the water and outside of the water. I didn't realize that until I talked to Coach Harris. I didn't realize how much of their training it happens outside of the pool.
Yes, most other sports all of our other sports that aren't involved with water.
Right.
You throw them in the water, they're going to be struggling.
Different story.
So there's a different kind of shape in the water.
Right.
So.
Volleyball. Let's talk volleyball.
Volleyball. We had a great year. We had a young team and returning a lot of kids. Coach Miller's done a really good job in working with them. If you've never had a chance to get out and watch a volleyball game, these girls, I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed going to their events all year, and it's pretty impressive.
It gets loud in there.
It gets loud. It's loud. They work well together, passing the ball, spikes, everything. It's just it's very coordinated, and the kids do a great job.
And they just absolutely, you can see it when they're playing. You can see it when they're out there on the court. I mean, they know what they're doing. They're learning incredible things, and I mean, they look like a volleyball team.
That's right.
And they carry themselves very well and did very well. So looking forward to volleyball coming up next year. Even after losing some senior leadership on that volleyball team, I'm pretty confident that it's looking good for the next school year. Cross country.
Cross country, Coach DeGan, he has had that position the last 3 to 4 years, and he's retiring from the district. He retired from the district this year. So, 31 years coaching for Ponca City Schools, and he uses the term company man, and that's or company person, however you want to say it now. But it's a term I haven't heard in a long time, and again, congratulations to him for his service to our district.
Yeah, for sure. 31 years.
31 years. Wow. Our new cross-country coach will be Wendy Landis. She served as an assistant coach for Coach again the last few years as well. So
she's a good one.
Yeah, she's a real good one.
She's a good one. And, there's so much community support, too. I know Coach DeGan was so proud to unveil the new awning, or I don't know what it's called, but it's the Pohai tent that they take to cross country meets and stuff.
Absolutely.
And all of these big schools, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a competition, but it's kind of like competition. I mean, you see these big schools, these big elaborate with their logos on their tents and stuff like that. It just looks cool. It just creates this energy for a team, and Pohai has a second to none. I mean, they have first class all the way with the generous donation from Phillips 66, and you see that kind of community support. It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, and look good, feel good, play good.
That's right.
Or run good.
The track team, speaking of running and doing all kinds of track activities, and I tell you what, it's Coach Guess. I'm a big fan of Coach Guess.
Yeah.
And all of the people.
Character.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. The track team, they did well, and they sent some athletes to state.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out, but I tell you what, next year, this is the most amazing thing, and I know this from talking with Coach Guess. Next year, everybody's coming back.
Yeah, everybody's coming back.
That everybody that they sent to state is coming back. Let me clarify.
Right.
But that's just amazing. He's got a ton of talent coming back.
Ton of talent.
Pohai track next year is going to be a track team to contend with.
Absolutely, and we have a junior high relay team that, I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won several events that they've been at this year, and so we've got a young group coming up as well. So again, we took several more than we did last year to the state tournament, and again, everything's starting to show momentum, and so we look to improve there.
Yeah. Pohai tennis.
Tennis. is always fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
tennis
is
always
right.
fun. We've increased our numbers there. Our coaches do an awesome job with them. We had a few kids that fell short, and on the girls' side. But again, they're quality kids, and they're going to be successful.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've got some coming back. The boys' side, we had two of the boys go to state on the double side, and so I mean they were very close to being state placers.
Yeah, big time. Wrestling team. Let's talk Pohai wrestling.
Wrestling team, kind of this. I know a little bit more about this. Coach Wynn's done a great job with these kids. We've had a group come through about a year or two ago, and they've wrestled for a long time. We've got it's a different kind of mixture. We've got kids that haven't been out very long, and then we've got just a few that have wrestled from elementary on up.
Right.
But again, it's likely going to be a young team next year. Graduated several really good kids as far as seniors, and so
as a former wrestling coach, that never leaves you, I'm sure, and as a lifelong wrestler yourself.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to not go into coaching mode when you're watching the wrestlers? I'm just curious. For you personally, I mean, do you just want to immediately jump in there and help?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I want to lose my mind. But...
Right. Why is he doing that?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, exciting times. I'll tell you one thing that I love about Pohai wrestling, and I don't think every wrestling program does it, but the spotlight.
Yes.
And the presentation. It is all in the presentation, right? You want to get some excitement in Robson Fieldhouse for a wrestling match. You put that spotlight right down on the mat, and you bring the center of attention in the whole arena straight to that wrestling match. It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. It's a big facility, and when you bring little ones into the event, you want them to pay attention. When they see something like that, they're like bug-eyed.
Focused.
Yeah, I've had so many parents come up to me when we first used that last year, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe my kid just sat there and watched the whole thing." It's like, that's what we wanted.
That's the point.
That's what we wanted.
And it works. It works well. Let's talk golf. Girls and boys golf.
Girls, overall players in 6A, we had a state champion, Sydney Herman. Yeah. Awesome, outstanding feat. First time we've had a golfer. It's amazing. I mean, out of everybody in this class 6A, because there's no, in wrestling there's different weight classes. There's,
right.
And so you can have, but out of everybody in 6A, she is the state champion, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
First time since Michaela Kavner in 2004. So it's been a while. And it's very impressive.
And she took it all.
She took it all.
And it was impressive because there wasn't any doubt. I mean, she stormed that course down in Oklahoma City, and she just handled
it.
She handled it, brought it home.
The boys' side came up short last year in qualifying the whole team to the state tournament. We got there this year, and out of 32 teams, I think we finished around 10th in Class 6A, which is very impressive. I think things are on the up and up.
Yeah, for sure. Pohai baseball.
Baseball. We've got a really good group of kids. We had a tough go at it at the regional tournament. Broken Arrow was the first team we played. We were up by 1 run and made some mistakes late, and moved on to Sepulpa after that. And the kids fought hard. I think they did a great job in picking themselves up, and it just is what it is. It's a learning time. So.
Yeah, for sure. Softball.
We just hired a new softball coach, Daniel Wood. Comes to us from Holdenville. He's very organized. I'm very excited about him. Very excited for our kids.
Yeah, looking forward to Pohai softball in the coming year. Soccer.
Yeah. Talk about momentum. They've got a lot of momentum.
Yeah, they do.
I went to their banquet and I was impressed by it. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Well, that's one of the big things. I mean, they're really enthused about it.
They are.
And there's a lot of athletes going out for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's perfect for a lot of other sports, your footwork and your cardio and but they've done a great job. Our coaches have done a great job. Our kids are just, like I said about wrestling, is they're coming up through the elementary and staying with it.
Yeah, for sure. And Pohai soccer is certainly on the rise, and there are more good things to come from Pohai soccer, believe me. The cheer squad, they're out there, and they go to a lot of different sports and support. But one thing I don't think we should ever forget is that they're athletes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they put in a extreme amount of time. I mean, every morning they're practicing. It's not they just start here and end here. It's every morning they're practicing. And when they're not practicing with the school, they're going to some form of tumbling or just some extra work that, they just part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
And boy, ask the high steppers. Ask the high steppers what training's all about. They'll tell you. Just as the cheer, they put in all that extra work and practice. The high steppers, they're out there 6 a.m. They're out there getting after it. It's a major commitment, but and it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it's some very special kids and athletes to make it. And of course, for the high steppers, my goodness, they beat everybody. They're national champions
this year, and that's a testament to Coach Smith, and she's just done a great job. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
The kids are very structured, everything's just so organized with them, and it just shows through the kids.
Yeah, it does. It does. I was talking with Coach Smith once, and I'm saying, you have a reputation for being a really tough coach, like being a really tough coach.
Yeah.
And I'm sure over the years there have been some perhaps not so nice words used to describe a not so easy coach, a tough coach.
Right.
But here's the thing. Out of all of the coaches, I think a measuring stick is how many of these students move on and end up sending Coach Smith invitations to their wedding. Or, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is Coach Smith has a profound impact on these athletes. So you can call her a tough coach, and she's a good coach. But she instills some wonderful things in her athletes. And they come back and they show their appreciation for her. It makes a difference.
Right. And when I was in school, I was scared to death of my coach. And, and same thing in college. You wanted, you didn't want to get on the same level where you're buddied up and high-fiving all the time. And, you just, it just has to be a different kind of relationship with your coach. And yes, I did not like the guy. But guess what? I respect him. If he called me up, I would go help him out anytime. Sure, he was mean, but guess what? My dad, if I came home and told him that, you better get back there. I can't help you.
Get back to work.
Get back to work.
Get back to work. Well, what a successful year in Pohai Athletics, and Jason Leavitt as the athletic director. How you like it in that position?
It's good. I mean,
it's a lot of, is it more work than you anticipated?
At first, it is. It's a lot of time involved. A lot of events every night. A lot of planning throughout the day, and planning with my own family on who's going to watch the kids if my wife's working. But I will say it does. It's like anything. Starting something new, you kind of feel your way through it and see what you can and can't do, and just your reach, and but it gets better with time. Everything gets better.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Athletic Director Jason Leavitt on this edition of Coach's Corner, and that is going to do it. We look forward to more Coach's Corner for the 2019-2020 school year, and we'll be right here for that. Coach Leavitt, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I still call him Coach. He's
fine.
the AD. He'll always be a coach to me. All right.
Coach AD.
Yeah, Coach AD. There you go. Coach / Athletic Director. All right. Until next time, thank you for watching.